Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler. And welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards, see what's in store with a message from Spirit. It is Friday. This week has been immaculate for messages. Immaculate and so interesting. So I really hope that all of you have been noticing it or feeling it within your own world in some form. Spirit has been so repetitive with the messages, and whenever they do that, it's because it involves so many and it is so purposeful. So my hope is that you're seeing that come to life, in your world, to give you that hope and that positive support to keep moving forward and doing the things you're doing because you're making a difference. Your vibration matters so much in this world. So let's see what Spirit has to say in the cards today. Again, I'm using the same deck. That's too many. Holographic Tarot. And we'll see what they want to say for the weekend. And I hope you guys are going to be doing something fun for the long weekend energy. All right, here we go. One more shuffle. Okay. They're saying stop and smell the roses. Whoa, I am not surprised. Why? Oh my gosh, you guys. Stop and smell the roses. All right. This makes a lot of sense. So what they showed me is like this rose, this beautiful flower opening, and literally said stop and smell the roses. So that's for us to slow down this weekend. Slow down the busyness of the mind and really get into, I want to say 3D life, but let's actually say 5D life. Now, not worrying or concerning ourselves with spirit, but rather our spiritual self living in that higher frequency, but in a very present way in our world here, or in your world. Now, the reason why I say this, we have an absolutely, I'm going to use the word immaculate again, spread today. So the first card out is 10 of Pentacles. Now this, as soon as they said stop and smell the roses, and then this came out, I was like, I get it. This is, notice the abundance and beauty in your life. 10 of Pentacles is the everything card. Happiness, health, friends, family, finance, like I was going to say finances, but like financial security. Dreams coming to fruition in a tangible way. Again, this is the emphasis this week, is tangible products, tangible alignments, tangible synchronistic things like that are real, not just in your mind, not just in your dream, but you're seeing them manifest in your reality. The emphasis this weekend is stop and smell the roses. Stop and notice where these things are showing up in your life. So with this card especially, there are 10 pentacles, right? So maybe consider for the weekend, where are you noticing different pentacles in which you have been given gifts or alignments, right? Where there are many of them. And for many of us, there may very well be 10, but notice where this is. And in order to notice this in our life, we sometimes have to slow down. So some of the ways in which this is showing itself, and this is what I love, is I'll show you these next three. Through Two of Cups, through High Priestess energy, and through Justice. This is unreal. So first things, Two of Cups. We had this come up this week. This is divine unions, divine partnerships, whether that's romantic or business or family, community, two parts coming together to create something so much more because they've come together. So where in this 10 of Pentacles energy, when you stop and smell the roses, where are you seeing this manifest in your life? Now, here's an interesting thing. This could manifest fully in your world. You walk up and meet a literal other human being, and they have shown up in your world. They are your divine counterpart, and away you go, okay? This could also be an email that shows up from a business you've been hoping to partner with. This can show up in many different ways, but also Spirit is like, notice how, if say you're drawing in a certain partner, say it's a twin flame, you're trying to draw in your twin flame or your soulmate for that matter, and they're not here yet, but you feel it's closer and closer. And say one moment you're thinking about it, and then all of a sudden on the radio comes the song that represents that partnership to you. Spirit is like, that is a tangible manifestation that it is on its way. So notice where you are in this phase, but the tangible manifestations of it to whatever degree, because we have to notice it in order to bring more of that in. Now, the next place that they're talking about this 10 of Pentacles here is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess represents intuition, big time, that intuitive sense of self. So many of you couldn't have gotten to this 10 of Pentacles without tapping into your intuitive sense of self, especially now in the world. We're becoming so much more intuitive that to ignore it would actually start to seem a little ridiculous. That's just my opinion, but it's so there, and there are so many people tapped into it that to ignore it would almost be like having to push it away, which would take effort, instead of opening up to a very natural flow of energy through our being that brings in information, intuition. And so notice where your intuition is really on par with what's happening in your world. Even to the small things of like, you know, your phone rings and you already know who's there before you check your phone. You're like, I knew it, right? Or you're thinking of somebody and then they text you. Even those little things are markers to show you your intuitive sense of self. Now, you could be at the point already where you're deeply in connection with your spirit guides and all of this, and you're being given bigger opportunities to pull into your intuition. Maybe it's deciding between two different houses that you're going to buy. Again, notice where this 10 of Pentacles is showing itself in the world of your intuition, your beautiful, gifted, naturally gifted intuitive self. Okay. Now, the last way that Spirit is saying is with the Justice card, and this is so much of the energy that I've been talking about this week of scales of balance. If you look, he's got these scales of balance here, and he's also holding the sword that we saw yesterday, right? That King of Swords. He's holding the swords, and he knows how to bring things into balance. So this, to me, this card really speaks of the universe bringing balance into your life, bringing these gifts that you have so very steadfastly worked towards or are working towards. The universe is acting on your behalf. This is a fantastic thing. So where is the universe bringing in these beautiful alignments for you? Notice it. They are ripe for the picking is what I hear. Ripe for the picking this weekend and this week. So notice these in your world. The more you notice it, the more the world will start to show you your 10 of Pentacles. Now, I do want to say the 10 of Pentacles can still be here in your world in reality, even though if you look at the news or you look at different things happening in different countries, there can definitely be chaos and strife, because these cards don't mean that there isn't chaos and strife in the world. There 100% is, and we're not done a lot of those changes on a collective level. Although many of you have already raised yourself to 5D, the whole world isn't there yet. So there's more chaos and strife. But in your reality, in your personal journey world, there is more 10 of Pentacles happening than maybe you realize. And so that's why we need to slow down and smell the roses. So I just think this is the most beautiful message to go into this weekend. I hope wherever you are, there is sunshine and warmth and comfort. And, you know, if you're somewhere where it isn't warm, I hope you can find comfort and find that allowance and time to slow down, to breathe, to take a moment to review your life and what you're grateful for. And this gratitude, we can find it in all kinds of situations. And to give you an example, last week, I didn't mention anything, but last week in dance, of all things, I tore my calf muscle. And at first I was like, what? But then instantly Spirit was, well, not instantly, but like within a day, Spirit was like, we just needed to slow you down. You're doing too much. And as soon as I surrendered into that, I have been so joyful with this injury and being on crutches and slowly getting my mobility back, that I feel so renewed. And me in the past would have been really frustrated by this injury, right? Because it's slowing me down. But I have been able to find so much joy in literally stopping to smell the roses. So I completely understand this card and why Spirit is saying it. And so I encourage all of you to take that time to stop and smell the roses and enjoy the peace that there is right now without having to have an injury to slow you down, because there is so much changing in our reality right now. We have this beautiful energy to help us move forward beyond the chaos that's happening in 3D. So I will leave that for all of you. Happy Friday, everyone. May you have a beautiful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a good one.